Hello, everyone. I'm Brianna.
And I'm Bailey.
And every episode, we're going to share a fun drink that we're having because, well, it's mocktail minutes. So today I have a little at-home adrenal cocktail, mineral mocktail, if you will. It's just simple coconut water, a little bit of OJ, and a pinch of Himalayan sea salt. So nothing fancy, but it gets the job done.
Yes, that's a good little go-to recipe. I'm also too lazy to do that sometimes. So today I'm actually doing a little mineral mocktail, but I am using gravy and I really like the pineapple one. That's my favorite. And then I have a cute little cup today that says have a swole day. So that's my little mocktail minutes drink. But yeah, so welcome. And today we are talking about weight loss being okay. If you missed the intro episode, we kind of got into this a little bit. And Brianna and I, we both help men and women lose weight in a safe and sustainable way. So I'm a dietitian and I teach fat loss. And this was really a hard piece that I used to feel guilty about because in the recent years, it feels like weight loss is almost a bad word lately. Like, if you want to lose weight, well, this means you don't love your body, but that's not accurate. You can love your body and want to lose weight, and weight loss is not the problem, but the approach to it is what may be off, not so much the actual weight loss, because so many diets are just centered around burning calories and restriction.
Yes, absolutely. So I struggled with this big time, right? Because it's like, the whole, if you want to lose weight or you want to change it, you don't love your body. And it's like, that's not true because there's millions of women telling themselves that, but then they're really unhappy. And it's okay to want to change your body. That's your autonomous decision. Really, we give this term morality. Similar with foods. Like when we're like, foods are good, foods are bad. We put that on food. Food isn't inherently good or bad. And then same with weight loss. Now, is there, like you said, there's a wrong way to go about weight loss? Absolutely. But weight loss in itself is neither good or bad. And I talked about this a bit in our first episode, like me just having like a past of having a bad relationship with food. I really struggled with this, but I had to remove my feelings from it. So people are always going to be searching for ways to lose weight. That's the reality of it, right? So if anyone should be giving out this advice, it should be professionals that are going to help them do it safely and help them improve their relationship with food along the way. Because I'm sorry, but diets aren't going anywhere. Neum's not going anywhere. Optiva's not. I mean, Weight Watchers, who's been trying to be like, we're not a diet, just like bought the Ozempic shot. They are a diet. You know what I mean? These are all terrible ways to lose weight. So we might as well have people on platforms that are like, hey, we know you want to lose weight. Let me help you do it safely and in a way that's really going to support your whole overall body.
Yeah. And I think with that too, I mean, we have different programs and I think they have evolved in a good way. But at the end of the day, it's still, instead of calorie counting, your points counting. And I see so many people that have done Weight Watchers or now Noom. And then as soon as they get off it, they're like, it's like I didn't know how to eat anymore because I didn't know how many points were in it. That's not normal. That's not how you should feel about food. And you don't have to calorie count. Like we have these great little internal calorie counters called hormones in our body that will let us know when we are full or when we are hungry. And that is what's going to help us know what our body needs without feeling like we're a human calculator, right?
Exactly. So I would say if you're someone who is looking to lose weight, but you're like, what the heck do I listen to? What is right? What is wrong? There are some key red flags that you can like really read into or clue into to tell you like, okay, this is not the right thing I should be doing. So, I mean, Bailey already mentioned calorie restrictions, like being really focused on that specific number or points or whatever it is that takes really food away from what it is food. If you're no longer thinking about food as like, oh, this is what it's doing in my body, you're just thinking about it as points. That's a red flag. Cutting out certain foods, eating at certain times, needing appetite suppressants, or if diets are like, this suppresses your appetite or curbs your appetite. Food naturally does that, especially certain types of food. So you don't need to curb your appetite. So if anything's out there telling you you need willpower or you need to take this supplement to not feel hungry, all those things, those are red flags. Because like Bailey said, we have a little internal calculator that tells us when we need more, when we've had enough. And really, the ultimate goal to success is being able to clue into that. So, not needing something to calculate your calories, not needing something like an app on your phone to tell you if you could eat, not taking something that's going to make you not feel hungry. Like, that's not it. It's learning how your body really works. And most of the time, it's going to be, what do you need to add? So I always say if a diet is only restriction, and they're not talking about what you need to add into it, you probably don't need it.
Yes. Yes. 100%. And overall, like with weight loss, we want to do this in a sustainable way. We don't want you to have to keep searching what's the next thing. I think that's a really hard piece for many people to grasp, is that dieting, it's a certain time period where we have to change our eating, and then after that time period we go off the rails because we're no longer dieting. We lose our minds because we've been restricting for so long, and now that we don't have to restrict because our diet's over, now we're just spiraling out of control, and then we have to find the next diet, and it feels crummy, it feels crappy, and a lot of times it's almost like it gets harder and harder every time, not only on your body but even the mental aspect is super hard. And even talking about supplements, so many people, that's one of the most common questions I think I get is, what kind of supplements do I have to do to work with you? I'm like, you don't have to take any supplements. I mean, yeah, there are certain things that can help you, certain vitamins and minerals, like depending on you as the person, but you don't have to take like a fat burning pill. There's no specific product. There's not like a product we are selling you or anything.
No.
We are teaching you how your body works. We're teaching you how to use food to suppress your appetite. And by suppressing your appetite, it's because you're going to be full. You're not going to be hungry all day. I feel like being hungry is a common thing. It's not normal. Like, it's not normal to just be hungry all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So think about like appetite suppressants. You can do this through blood sugar control because you're actually fueling your body. You're not on a blood sugar roller coaster. Lots of fat burning supplements. Well, a lot of times it's mainly just creatine in there, first of all, which you can buy creatine for a lot cheaper. Definitely a subject for another day. But again, you can help put your body in a fat burning mode just based on what you're eating. So that's a lot of what we do, is we teach you about what to eat. And the sustainable way is going to be 1,000 times better than constantly running for this calorie restriction or spending hundreds of dollars on supplements or products that are supposed to change your life and be this lifestyle change. Even thinking about calories, like 500 calories in a meal with chicken and roasted vegetables and quinoa or whatever kind of carbs you like, that is going to be a lot different than 500 calories in Oreos. They're going to affect your body differently. They're going to make you feel differently. Even though they're within your calories, you know, who cares? And this is how weight loss has become maybe like a bad word, because we've associated weight loss with so much as we just need to cut back on calories. We just need to fit in our macros, where we're not meant to just fit in this square guidelines.
Right.
There is room to wiggle. And even thinking about yourself, like, do you live every day the exact same? Probably not. We have maybe some big things that are the same, but we do different things every day. So our body is meant to adjust every day. What we need to eat may look different every day. And so I think weight loss has kind of got this bad rep because we have put a negative association with it. We've created some really bad habits with it, to be honest. Like, so many things I hear people doing, like, wait, what? Don't do that.
The other thing that sucks is it's glorified in our society. Oh my gosh, you have so much willpower, you have so much discipline, you have so much of this, like, you know, this really disordered way of eating or thinking about food is what everyone thinks is what we should be doing. And then so everyone else just feels like crap, but that's not how you should be doing it. And I always say, like, one of the biggest contributors to future weight gain is dieting. It is because, you know, like you said, it's telling you what to eat, how much, and then you get off of it. And it's like you go off the rails because you haven't done any actual behavior change. You haven't actually learned anything. So really, how to be successful with weight loss is understanding how your body works. Like, It's one thing to do something because you were told to do it, especially if it's by someone that you want to look like, or you think that they know a lot about what they're talking about, or, it worked for your neighbor, so it'll work for you. And it's one thing to do it because you're told to. And then it's another thing to take information and apply that to how you live. Knowledge is power. I mean, the big one is like, oh, carbohydrates, like don't eat carbs. So everyone's like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to eat carbs. I'm going to lose weight. This is so good for you. You actually don't eat carbs. I'm like, oh, you do. But
Yeah.
and then it's like another thing to realize, hey, this is what carbohydrates do in your body. This is a really good time to have these types of carbohydrates before you do this, or need this amount of carbohydrates after you do this. And like, hey, let's listen to what's going on in your body. Are you feeling really tired after workouts? This is probably what you need to shift. And you can take this knowledge that you've learned and apply it to your life because, like you said, every day is not the same. In doing so, you create a healthier relationship with food and you're suddenly not obsessing over food anymore. So, I mean, I agree. For the longest time, I was like, I don't want to be considered someone that helps with weight loss. I don't know. That's such a taboo thing. And I'm teaching people bad things. But after working with clients for a long time and realizing clients are having the same wins over and over of, I
Mhm.
finally don't feel like crap. I'm eating more food than I've ever eaten. I understand how my body works. I don't think about food all the time. I'm not obsessed with food all the time. Oh my gosh, how am I actually loving the way I look and loving the way I feel, but I'm not dieting? I'm like, yes, this is it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be upset about it anymore because I'm doing what I want to help women achieve and I'm doing it without ever dieting. And again, I think that there's we talked about this in one of our Instagram lives. There are dietitians that focus strictly on, I am not ever going to talk about weight loss. And I think that's needed. It's needed for a
Mhm.
lot of people. There's people that need to not ever think about weight loss. There's people that really need to heal their relationship with food. There's people who are not ready to lose weight. And that is where it's at. And I love that we have dietitians doing that. But for other dietitians, it is okay to teach people how to lose weight and to feel better and to really live the life they want to live. A lot of times it's not even about, oh my gosh, I lost this much weight or I'm this pant size. Now it's like, wow, I love understanding how my body works. I love the way I look. I love the way I feel. I never would have got here if I hadn't have learned about how my body works.
Yeah. And there is a place for everyone. And yes, we do need the dietitians who are helping you heal from eating disorders. And
Yeah.
then we do need dietitians who, like myself, being a fat loss dietitian, we're going to teach you how to achieve this weight loss without creating this terrible relationship with food and your body. And so many good ones, kind of how you're mentioning, with having more energy, sleeping better, having better workouts because you're actually fueling your body so that your muscles can work and they can grow.
Yep.
And then it almost becomes like weight loss doesn't feel like the most important thing anymore. It's a great little perk alongside of all these other
Right.
wins you're having. And then also when you think weight loss, a lot of times people are like, weight loss equals restriction, where I have so many people that are like, I feel free. My mind is free to think about other things. And it's not food freedom as in I can eat a
Yeah.
bucket of ice cream every day. It's
Yeah.
food freedom as in deciding what makes you feel good, what makes you have this energy, what is getting you to those goals. And so being able to find that distinction between a food freedom and a food free for all, I think is a big win for many people because like you were mentioning, we see so many people where if they skip dessert or if they skip fries, well, they're disciplined, they're doing all the right things. But when you learn how your body works and when you learn how different foods are going to affect you, and when you learn how you can feel really good again, then maybe you just don't want the fries one day, not because it's a dieting thing, just
Right.
because you just don't want them. And I had someone tell me that the other day. She was like, it was a weird feeling. Like, you told me this at the beginning that there's probably going to come a day where you're not going to crave fries and all the sweets every night. And I didn't believe you because it was happening for so long. I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, because
Yeah.
you know how they're going to make you feel. And it's not, again, it's not like a dieting type thing. Like you skip the fries to lose weight. I eat French fries. Actually, I love tater tots better, but I eat it.
Right. That is like such a good point. And when you're really into dieting or you're coming out of that, or weight loss has been such a huge focus, it is very hard to think about your life being at that place. When you do not restrict anymore physically or mentally, your body starts to be okay with all these foods that have been taboo for so long, and you crave them a lot less. You actually start craving more nutrient dense foods. This is really hard concept for people to grasp. A lot of people will be like, I hid my candy. So there's a win. I hid it. And I'm like, but what if you
What's the
didn't need to
problem?
hide your candy? Like I'm working with a client. We've worked together for a while, and she's like, somewhere along the way, my son's candy on top of the refrigerator wasn't a thing for me anymore. And her mommy was even like, how do you do it? How do you just have the candy above the fridge all the time? I'd be so tempted. And she's like, I'm just honestly not. And if I want some, I'll eat some. I eat it in a way that supports me. And then I move on, but it's no longer this daunting thing above the fridge or I need to hide it. And it's like, yes, that's the food freedom I'm talking about. And a lot of people, I love the food free for all because a lot of people think that, oh, you're just telling people they can eat hamburgers and pizza all day, every day, and they don't ever have to do whatever. They're just going to meet their goals. That's not what food freedom is. That's not what we're saying. We're still practitioners who still understand health, but also don't have to cut all that out. And that's all diets do. So there's a way to get there. And if you're someone who's like, I need to be there, I challenge you to reach out to either Bailey and I because we would love to help with that. And I know with me, and I'm Bailey, I'm sure you're the same. Like, if you work with us, get ready to really find your why because we are not just going to let you have, I want to lose weight, be your why for working with us. No, we're going to dig into that.
Yeah. You have to find your why, and that is what's going to make this sustainable. And when I say sustainable, this means learning this flexibility and a healthy lifestyle, no longer doing challenges with a set end date. That's another red flag. If this
Oh, yeah.
diet is for a certain number of days, red flag.
Mhm.
And so think about these things. How's it going to be sustainable for you? Is never having a cookie again, is that the life you want? That
Right.
sounds really sad. Like, to be
Yeah.
quite
It's
honest.
only eating in a 4 to 6 hour window every day, really realistic? Probably not. When your child, like, it's their birthday, and you're, hey, can't celebrate your birthday right now. Mommy's fasting.
Yeah. And I think it comes to kind of how you're talking about the candy at the beginning. Yeah, it might be helpful to just not have it in the house because you're learning how your body works. You're learning to kind of get in tune with your body again. So, yeah, maybe for a period of time, you just don't buy candy. But
Right.
then exactly how you were saying, if we don't address the problem, let's say your kid brings home all their Halloween candy. Well,
Right.
now you have a big bucket of candy. And since you never buy it, now you're probably going to dive head first into it.
Right. Because you never
So,
addressed it. Yeah,
yeah.
never.
I think it's helpful if you feel like you don't have control at the time, eliminate it from your environment, but then you have to actually figure out why you don't have control. What's going on at that root problem that's causing this lack of control around these certain foods? And then eventually you're going to get to a place where you can have a bag of chips in the pantry and it lasts you more than 2 days. And that's again that food freedom, and it's going to feel really good. So if you want to learn how to change your life, you have to learn to work with your body and not against it, trying to fight your biology.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I mention biology, people are like, whoa, science, that's over my head. But our job is to break it down for you. So that's why we teach you the role of protein, fat, fiber, carbs. We teach you how movement affects your body, good and bad. We teach you sleep, why we need it. And it's not just get 7 hours of sleep and that's the end of our discussion. No, we're talking about more than that. Managing your stress, your gut health, inflammation, all these pieces are going to affect weight loss and health in general.
And again, it's giving people that knowledge, the how this works, why this works. So, when you're like, oh, the only time I have for myself is when my kids go to bed and I want to stay up until 2 in the morning because that's my me time. Girl, I get it. But let me tell you what happens to your body when you do that so that you can take that information and do with it what you will. I'm not the police. I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell you you must be doing everything, but I'm going to give you the knowledge that you can take all these tidbits and really apply it to your life and be like, hey, I'm making this decision because of this. I'm making it because of that. At the end of the day, your lack of willpower isn't a thing. Willpower is
Not the
BS.
problem.
That's not it. It's just because you're not giving your body what you need. Like you've been saying, you're working against your body. So we teach you what your body really needs. And then you apply that however that works for you. And then we help you along the way figure that out. So
Yeah. Your bodies are smart and you can trust it. It might feel hard to trust it, but you can. And there is a common saying where like your body is the least interesting thing about you. And honestly, I think this can be untrue. Maybe our body can be the most interesting thing about us. It's not about the way we look, but it's about just learning to appreciate it and taking care of it.
Oh, yeah. And like what our bodies do for us, even like aging. It seems like in our society, we're always against our bodies and we hate what our body's doing and we hate that it's changing. But I think it'd be a lot different if you really embraced your body, gave your body what you needed, and started to appreciate everything your body's really doing for you because you're going to be with this body until the day you die. So you might as well grow some peace and love and appreciation for it.
Yeah, you have it forever.
Yeah, exactly. So, just like some final thoughts, we want you to figure out your why, challenging you to find out your why. If you're someone who's listening to this and you're like, I have been wanting to lose weight for a while, maybe it's just not working. Maybe you just don't know how to do it. What is your why? Even if it seems like a waste of time, just take some time, deep dive there because I promise you, you're going to find some stuff that is really valuable to you and it's going to replace that willpower because like I said, willpower is not your problem. You just need to figure out why you want to make these changes.
Yes. Don't just stop at answering it one time. Ask yourself why 5 times. And then if you want to take it a step further, you can create a group chat on Instagram and you can put us in a group chat with you and we'll talk about it with you.
Oh yeah, I'll help you deep dive there. Like
Yes.
to pull some stuff out.
Yes, let's get a group chat going. So yes, if you want to talk about more, start a group chat with us on Instagram at New Crew Nutrition is where I am at. That's NU Crew Nutrition. And then Brianna is at the Mama Nutritionist. So you can find us both there, add us in a group chat, and let's talk about it. I hope this episode was helpful for you because weight loss is okay, but the approach is what's going to be important. And that's what we're here to help you with. So
Yep.
find your why. Keep listening. Head on to the next episode because we have a really special guest that you're really going to like. You're going to love it.
Yep. You're not going to want to miss it. Yeah. She's fantastic. Please follow and subscribe because we'll have lots of great episodes coming to you weekly.
Have a good day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.